As students near the end of high school, there comes a time when they can decide what path they will take for their future. Perhaps they will get a job, go to a technical school, or even go to a college or university. They have spent about 13 years of their life preparing for their future, and with it perhaps comes a heavy burden. One that held all the answers, yet seems so difficult to answer. One that is supposed to prepare them for the future, and yet can completely change it at the same time. One, like this heavy book. Ironically, the two coincide together, but the heavy burden which I am referring to has been around for decades and has completely taken over the educational system: standardized tests. These major exams fail to demonstrate a student's full potential, are overemphasized in higher education and society, and are imperfect, causing them to not fully prepare students for the future. Standardized tests do not accurately measure student achievement. They do not measure important attributes such as character, special skills, and abilities that are applicable in both higher education and the workforce. Although college and employers can look at standardized test scores as a way to determine general knowledge about certain subjects, these tests do not determine an applicant's other important qualities like communication skills, work experience, leadership, honesty, and other qualities like this. A student may be a talented musician, athlete, or artist, yet these tests cannot truly determine his or her aptitude in these skills. As psychometrician Daniel Cortez states, scores on the standardized tests usually do not provide a direct and complete measure of academic achievement. Additionally, some outside factors can affect a student's results and scores. For example, a student may have a death in the family the same day he or she has to take a standardized test. This unfortunate and unexpected event could act as a distraction for the child and could lead to unfortunate and unexpected results in the future. A student's test scores are a major determinant in the future of his or her education and are often overemphasized in today's society. If the student hopes to attend college or universities, many require a minimum ACT or SAT score for acceptance as well as scholarships. Although college admission processes use other factors to determine acceptance, such as an essay and a resume, state schools and universities rely specifically on test scores for both their admissions and scholarships, often setting brackets for different award amounts. Even more so with this, students may be 1 point away from receiving thousands of more dollars per year for their college tuition, but they missed the minimum score due to one question they marked wrong on an exam. Additionally, standardized testing in schools has added pressure to not only the students, but also the teachers and administrators. According to Mary Elizabeth Williams, author of the 2013 article, "Testing is Killing Learning," schools that score poorly on tests wind up slated for closure or downsizing. Due to their reputation and jobs at stake, teachers also have to focus much of their curriculum on preparing their students for what will be on the exam, often leading to not much time for creativity or expansion of knowledge in the classroom. This added stress has led to academic misconduct, otherwise known as cheating. According to Greg Topo, a 2011 USA investigation of 6 states and Washington, D.C. found over 1,600 suspicious anomalies in year-over-year test score gains. During one instance in particular, a school's 3rd grade class scored in the 46th percentile in mathematics. The next year, they had a teacher who was later accused of cheating. That same class scored in the 97th percentile, among the best in the state. This example is just one of the many instances where teachers felt pressure from these standardized tests, supporting the idea that they should not be as emphasized in schools. Finally, these rigorous test scores are just simply imperfect. Although they usually test general knowledge, not all standardized tests are alike. Students from all over the country take different tests with different questions, different answers, and at different levels of difficulty. Thus, they do not accurately compare one student to another. Also, standardized exams measure student performance rather than knowledge. According to James F. Bauman, author of the journal article Using Scores from Standardized Reading Achievement Tests, general achievement batteries provide only a global measure of achievement, not specific diagnostic information. This is because content is merely sampled and not completely tested. Also, because tests such as the ACT and the SAT are multiple choice, the answers are given in the test with other false answers. Even though the probability is low, a student could potentially achieve a high score by simply guessing on each question. This would put him at a higher level for college admissions, scholarships, and even future classes while in school. Meanwhile, students who actually apply themselves may just not be the best test takers, which will put them at a lower level than the student who just guessed. Additionally, many scoring mistakes have occurred in the past, costing major test corporations millions of dollars. These large margins for error are just a few of the many examples of the imperfection of state tests. Overall, standardized tests fail to measure a student's capability to accept and apply knowledge and are overemphasized in both public and higher education schools. Their imperfection and lack of preparation for success in today's economy demonstrates their unreliability and should not be such an immense deciding factor in someone's future. Luckily, certain companies and colleges are beginning to not rely on a student's test scores and instead focus on his or her character, community and school involvement, and work experience. Hopefully soon, other companies and colleges will begin to see the true nature of standardized tests and will help lift the heavy burden off of students and teachers alike. Thank you.